to see you today. Feel welcome to today's session. Okay, so today it's World Children's Day, and a part of as we celebrate that, as we commemorate that, we are doing it differently. We need to understand the digital world our kids are growing in. So that's all about today's webinar, just understanding the digital world that our kids are growing in and how best can we support them. But before we dig into our webinar today, let's just introduce ourselves through the chat. Say hi, where are you joining us from, your name, and the age group of your kid or your niece or nephew that lives with you or within your household. As we're introducing ourselves, today I'm joined by two of my colleagues. You have Magda and Vita. They will be helping through the technical part through the chats, the poll, because today we are going to be engaging. I hope all the stories that we see, we have to share them here today. So we have Lazarus joining from Nairobi. The age ranges for kids with 2 to 15 years. Welcome. We have Wanja joining from Nairobi. Karibu sana. Kids is between 6 to 9 years. Then you have Magdalene joining from Kitale and kids between 2 to 5 years. Karibuni sana. Then you have Victor joining from Kitale. And I am your host, Jane Kimani, joining from Kitale, and my age kid group is between 5 to 13. Then you have Mel Edwards joining from Kitale. Have a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old boys, 14 and 10 years old boys, 11-year-old niece and 6-year-old nephew. Karibuni sana. Yes. So for today, a few housekeeping rules. The meeting is being recorded to use later on. And then you also have, if you want to participate on the chat, please feel free to type anything, ask any question, or engage through the chat, or even you can also unmute yourself and say something. And then for when others are talking or saying something, please mute your mic. Okay? Okay. So let's start with the quick icebreaker. You as a parent, you as a caregiver, you as a guardian. So how many hours do you think your child should spend online daily? Drop a number in the chat. We also have Calvin Buchunjo, a kid between 2 to 9 years. Karibu sana. We also have Humphrey. He has a tech hub for kids in Likoni and Mombasa, and he works with kids aged from 4 years to 17 years. Karibuni sana. Type in the chat. How many hours do you think your child spends online? Do you think your child spends online daily? Or you can also unmute yourself and say something. My 2 and 4 years old spends around 2 to 4 hours on the weekends. My 15-year-old spends around 6 or more on holidays. And that's amazing. That's nice to know. There's also 2 hours from Nawasir. Karibu sana. And then there's also about 6 hours or more hours from my boys. Then you have 6 to 10 hours, maybe. 10 is unmonitored, maybe. Okay. So if that's how they spend, now imagine an average of for kids aged between 0 to 12, their average hours, research shows it's 4 to 6 hours daily, which you have also seen here. And also for age between 13 and 18, their average hours between 7 to 9 hours daily. Remember, this does not include school related use when they're using the screens. So how does this make you feel? How does it make you feel, you as a parent or you as a guardian? To some it's still okay. To some, I don't know, how does it make you feel? For victors is for the ones anytime they spend any time they are permitted. Okay. Well, for me, it's a bit worrying because they spend a lot of time online. And what the numbers they literally shows to us is that they tell us that our children are growing up in a world where screens are not just like any other thing, but it's part of whatever they're doing. So it's not good and it's not bad, but it is the reality where we are in now. Because it also tells us that it's through the digital life where it's shaping their behavior, how they're learning, their confidence, and identify more even than before. Okay, so Lazarus tell us that he feels scared at times since they can get seriously glued to the screen and may not realize what is happening around them, which actually happens. And we get to worry if they're supposed to eat and then they forget they were eating because they're glued on the TV. That's a worry. Yeah, that's scary. Mel says, when I find them using devices at wrong hours, I act immediately and get annoyed. I'm curious, how do you act immediately? If you can unmute, you can tell us 40 minutes when permitted on being online. I'd love to know how you manage for them to stay 40 minutes online. Okay. So we are going to discuss that. I'll be back with the questions for 40 minutes and how you act upon that. But before we continue, Magdalene, can you help with launching a whiteboard where the poll, it helps us to know us as parent, we have seen how they spend the time, the hours they spent on the screen, and now the question is to us: how are they involved? How do you think you as a parent you're being involved in your kids, apart from being on the screen? When I have talked about online experience, so can you give the kind of experience that you have? Can you talk with your kid on how to do so? And also, I can spot a red flag. Okay, we can. Lazarus says he wanted to select all of them, but I could only choose one of the options. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. So, uh, we have another poll. I hope this is the last one. Yes. So I want us to understand the relationship that we have with our kid and ourselves. So you as a parent or you as a caregiver, are you a confident navigator? Like you know the types of apps your kids they use, and you can talk about those apps. Are you a concerned observer where you can see them online? You just see them from a distance, but feel lost on whatever is happening. Or maybe are you even an overwhelmed parent? It's a misery, like you don't know whatever is happening. You just give them the phone and they do whatever they want. So reflect on yourself and get to choose between these three. Where do you lie? You as a parent, you as a caregiver, where do you fit in? I love how where we are, half of us are confident navigator. They know what apps they use, and we talk about them with the kids. That's amazing. And you also have the overwhelmed parents. It's amazing. Like they know way more than they do. Well, most of us lie. I think that sometimes I also feel I'm also an overwhelmed parent because I wonder what they're doing. So with that information, for an overwhelmed parent, and tell us how you feel it, how you relate with it. I can see Mel. She says that, but she goes through their devices regularly. Oh, that's amazing. Or how you do it. Okay. If I can get one person to unmute and just explain whether a confident navigator or an overwhelmed parent, yeah, please feel free to unmute and say something. We are here to learn from each other, so don't feel scared. Feel free to type on the chat. At least three apps that you know your kids uses. There is Khan Academy for kids. That's amazing. Uh, oh, thank you, Razas, for the confident navigator. I can say a confident navigator because your kids uses your Google account where you're able to track their consumption. That's amazing. And you also make time to watch with them what they like watching. That's interesting. So for the apps, I can see a Khan Academy for kids. I can also see YouTube and YouTube Kids. Uh-huh. A few other apps that you might be knowing your kids uses. There is TikTok, Duolingo. If you don't know any app that your kids uses, please feel free to say, I don't know. That's amazing because sometimes we even don't know what they're doing. We just give them the phone and they work on it. Yes, there's Instagram for my teen. That's amazing. I'm not surprised for the YouTube because that's where they go and watch the Coco Melons and the Miss Rachel's. And then there is my elder son plays a lot of football, so they're okay. That's amazing. Thank you for your responses. Namatse, please feel free to share how the kids uses Khan Academy Kids and also Lazarus. How does your teen use your Instagram? Kindly please unmute and share with us. Help in launching a poll where we get to know. Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry for that. Help us in launching a poll. Oh, I can see Mel says youngest kid joined TikTok. He didn't like it, so I showed him the STEM side of TikTok. He loved it. That's amazing. If you like to add more details, you can unmute and share it with us. Yeah, it's okay, Lazarus. Oh, that's amazing. Your kid is a 5 year old, so it's easy for them to navigate the Khan Academy. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Sometimes you wonder, we give them the phone and you don't know what they're doing, but at least,
Um, Hi Janice.
hi,
Hi.
yes.
Hey. So I'm typing and then it got lost. I wanted to say my daughter is 5, so it's easy for me to control her time with the devices. So when I want her to learn, like she has to do a chore and then do some art, and then now she has time to be on tech. So when she's on tech, when I want her to read something, I play Khan Academy Kids, and then when we want to watch movies, we do YouTube. Though she's a lot with her cousins and her other friends, and sometimes they have phones, and I do not know what apps they use.
Okay, thank you, Damati. Yeah, sometimes you also don't know what they're using, but when you are with them, at least you can monitor what they're using, which is amazing. Some of other apps I can see there is Roblox or the Minecraft, mostly where they play their games, and they get to, they want different kind of games which are there online, and through the games they're also chatting with the player. So we have those kind of apps they use for football. I think there's PS, where they play football with together with their partners, either online or with their friends, either online or even offline. And then there is WhatsApp every day to do communication. So yeah, so with those apps that they use, and you yourself, apart from those one that you're monitoring, how do you feel? Do you feel like there's that gap that is there that sometimes you feel, you know, you're not able to understand what is happening. Sometimes you're able to understand what is happening, but there's that digital gap that is between the kids and us. So, with that, let me ask you.
Hi, Janice.
Hi, Mel.
Yes, I'm going to answer that. I do have that gap with my 14-year-old, but I do not have that gap with my 10-year-old. My 14-year-old has apps and he plays, like I've said, he plays a lot he plays a lot of games. So sometimes I can hear that he's communicating with someone, which bothers me a lot. So I'm always like, who are you talking to and why are you talking to them? Are they real people? Can I, get in there? But still, he doesn't let me in enough to know who that is or all that, because even if I do, I don't understand. He's just like, it's another player from another country, it's my friend, and we play together like that. It gives me a bit of worry because I hope they're
Uh-huh.
not discussing more than the game. So
Yeah, I feel it. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I'm also trying to see, but with my 10-year-old now, like I said, he tried TikTok and he looked at it and all he found was dances and a lot of comedy and all that. And he was like, I don't like that. And I told him, let me show you some other side of TikTok. And he said, okay. So I showed him the STEM side and he spends a lot of time on that side, just figuring things out and learning. And sometimes I just find him scrolling, lets a video finish, scrolls, lets a video finish, scrolls. And, I'm happy about that.
It's okay. It's well understandable. It's okay. But no, this is where we are not able to understand the gap. They feel sometimes like you don't know much, they know much. They're kids and they're doing it. And then you're here to come up with how best can you tell them not to do this, or how best can you create that bond with the kids to be able, even they be opening up on whatever they're doing. So that's a good experience, Mel, for sharing that. Thank you. So, what mostly mean when I say the gap between the kids and the parents? This is what I mean. Most of the kids, they're born in the digital era. In terms like they're born into the technology when the technology was there. We mostly call them the digital natives, and they're able to multi-platform. So, like they bounce from YouTube to now from YouTube to WhatsApp to IG to TikTok. They move around the social medias or any activity, the TV or even any games they're playing, and then they're also able to adapt with whatever is happening, the daily trends that are there. Sometimes we even surprised, oh, there's this trend that is happening, but they did learn about it kitambo sana. So then apart from that, they're also able to, for them mostly is about they try, they fail, they try again, they actually learn by doing different activities. And that's a total difference from where we are. Most of us, the technology actually found us here, to most of us. So it's more like we are catching up with it daily. A new app are coming now and then, so we need to catch up with that. We have limited knowledge platform in different platforms. So for us, before to catch up with WhatsApp, there's another messenger in. Before we catch up with TikTok, there's Instagram has Reels, which each might be overwhelming for us, to most of us probably. Yes, so and that's how the gap is coming by. And when you try to talk it with the kid, they're like, you can't understand it, you can't feel where we are. Or yeah, just having a communication with my friend, I'm just playing games. That's how most of them they respond to it. But it's okay to not be able to understand all this. It's okay, it takes time. And now what I'll suggest, okay, what I can suggest is, can we learn together with the kids? Can you be able to ask the kids, oh, so what did you do here? So which app were you using? So can I learn to about maybe TikTok on whatever they were doing, or can they learn to play the game? That way they get to teach us, and you're not that left behind. Or maybe can you tell us what trending thing that is there on the digital in their space, and they'll be able to share it with us, making it even more room for connection, more room for trust and bonding with them. Yes. So there's a question that has started the poll, whether do you feel whether we're involved enough as parents? Since there's the digital gap, we know they use these apps, and the digital gaps is there. There was a poll that we said, I think we need the results for the first poll that we did. Are we involved enough as parents? So most of us answered I model healthy digital habits for my kids, which is fine. And still, when you model, do you feel you're involved or somehow not involved? What do you feel when you say you model? I was just saying that he doesn't know why he's surprised to learn that his teenage son had an Instagram account since he is a tech savvy, but he mainly uses it to watch funny clips and chat with friends. Okay, and many a times we don't intentionally and inconsistently make time to navigate the digital space with our children. Since I started watching cartoons with my kid, it became easier to model good tech habits. For example, my phone only has apps that I'm comfortable with my children's using. So that's an example of how you model good digital habits. That's amazing.
I can't find it keeps disappearing, the typing
You can still
thing.
unmute. Please
So,
say something. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I think with older kids, it's difficult to be really, really involved because that would again be getting into their privacy somehow. And, it's hard. There is a way where there's that where you gotta respect their privacy. So being involved for me is I actively show them, even when I find something on social media I don't like and it involves children, like maybe content involves children and being sexualized in any way, I show it to them. And I also watch a lot of times with my 10-year-old. We spend some time together where we watch. And I notice if there's an ad that comes up and it feels a bit um, sensual or something, he acts a certain way, which helps me realize where he is and what he does with his phone. Because I can also tell when he's on his phone and an ad comes up, he puts it down, and I can see him being like, I should not be seeing this or something. So I check it out, see what it is, and fix it. But being involved with younger children is much easier because you're in control. But as they keep growing, we keep letting them fly solo. So the best we can do is just, communicate with our behavior around them and words and what we know, and we can't keep going into their inboxes and everything else as they keep growing.
That's amazing how you model the habits from younger age. That's amazing. And I also remember Namatsi sharing that she watches with the kid uh, the Khan Academy and also YouTube together. That's amazing. And Lazarus also said, we often feel that we're too busy, but it's a sacrifice we must make because it's our duty. Yeah, it's our duties to know what does our kids, what are they doing online, and what do we need to do for them to feel that we are supporting them without intruding into their privacy, which is a bit tricky, but at least we can try and manage. So when I say being involved, I mean like being aware, not perfect. So it's more like you're not perfect about the apps that are there, but you're at least aware of whatever it's happening a little bit, and you're being able to know who they are interacting with and who they are interchanging conversations with. And also, the other part is being present. So, ask questions without interrogating, like, get to know how did you, okay, what did you do today online? What did you watch? Those kind of questions, which it's more like you guide them in terms of a conversation, but not more of interrogating or getting into their privacy more, and then let them feel it's a safe space. Like when they're in the online, they can come to you and ask anything of. They can come to you if anything goes wrong, or even if they're getting any bullies online. And also the other part is you are the guide. Most of the kids, they get to see you, they get to imitate whatever you're doing. So teach them on how to navigate this world together. But if you do everything right and they're imitating what you're doing, they learn from whatever you're doing. So that's one way of getting to know whatever they're doing. Yes. So sorry for that. Reflect on yourself and let us get to know what kind of a parent are you. Are you an observer, the one who watches from a distance and hope the best without intervening? Or are you the one who give just instructions and restrictions and rules that they need to follow? You can type in the chat. Or are you just a guide? You just teach the digital literacy, what is ongoing. They're watching from whatever you're doing, and they can be able to tell what is good and bad, and you're having that a relationship with your kid. Says he is a guide. We have a guide and policy from Melody. With us reflecting and getting to know where we lie, just to add, we just reflect in two questions. With me being an observer, or me being a policer, or you being a guide, are you able to have a conversation with your kid, or does the kid knows you're a safe space that he or she can come to you in case of anything that has happened online? And also, are you feeling involved with your kid when you're with between the one that you have chosen? Yeah. I can see a few of us are guides. That's amazing. And us being guides means we are working with them in each the journey together on online. We are working with them in each app they scroll to, in each WhatsApp, whatever they're doing on online. We are working with them. That's amazing. But I also feel we need a bit of some rules. So it's okay being a police still. And now with that, you as a guide, are you able to protect them? Okay, so these are some of the tools that you are they're there online to guide them, to protect them, and to teach them, because you will not be there all the time, and you will not be there to give them roles, and we will not be there to having be the police behind their back. So some of the tools that can help, we have Google Family Link, uh, Love, Victor, to share some links when I explain about them. So for Google Family Link, is it's used both in Android and Chromebook, and it's an open source. You can get them online. So what it does mostly, it helps us to know which apps is the kid using. It helps us to approve or block apps when they're being downloaded. It helps us to set daily and bedtime screen times, screen limits, and it also helps us to see the device activity, and also track location. But that's optional. Depends with the parent on whatever they want. So we are not just paying. We are putting more like a safety belt, a seat belt on the kids in the world. So where it will help us to, and then when you set these rules, it's best you sit down with your kids and you get to agree on a time. So let's agree this is 2 hours on screen time today, and you can download this game but not this one. And also please remember to explain why you are setting these rules, because sometimes Gen Alpha, they're like, we need to know why you're doing this. If you don't give a reason, they still continue to do whatever you have told them not to do it. And then you also have a screen time. So screen time, it helps us to limit the time they're using online. Also, it helps us to on time scheduling different activities that are there. And it also helps us to, it's more probably of time features and parent approved channels and content restrictions. And then you have YouTube for kids. So there's the general YouTube, and now there's YouTube for kids. So for this one, it helps us to know which are these types of videos are you using. So what it does, it has age appropriate content, and it also ability to block different kind of videos, specific videos from YouTube, and it has timer features, and also you can see whatever your kid is doing. And then from there, we also have a safe search. For the safe search, it's available on Google, and it helps to filter out explicit or inappropriate results. So probably like it helps to filter any amount that is harmful content to the kids, and it only gives you the school age children whatever they need to search in the internet. They will get it. Yes. So any question from there up to where we are? Still, the tools, they're not that enough. So yes, we might need this tool, but not that they're not enough. We need to build that relationship with your child. It's more powerful. Building the relationship is more powerful than a parental control feature, than the self uh, than getting to know where they are, than getting to, tracking whatever they're doing online. So have building that relationship with them, it builds a trust with your kid, and they're able to have open conversation with them. Then you also need to listen without judgment. This is when you listen without judgment, the kids, they'll be able to share anything, whether it's bullying, whether it's any cyberbullying, any grooming that is happening, without feeling harshly or without panicking, because they know it's safe with you. So if they say something like, Mom, something weird happened today online, or and they're like, okay, tell me more. So what did it happen? Just listen and get to interact with it without reacting very bad to it. Then also remember to share your own experience. So you don't have to pretend that you're perfect online. Just allow them to teach you how to use these devices sometimes. Allow them to teach you how to navigate through Instagram. Allow them to teach you how to navigate through Roblox or maybe TikTok. So it's okay. And once they realize that you're being open to them, and that's how this also start being open and being honest to you. Then the other one is focus on values and not just roles. So, don't be like, don't go on TikTok today, no phone at night, all no phone during on weekends. Don't be giving rules. Make sure you're also giving the why, and instead of talking about the values, no, give the reason, and also just talk about the values of, when you're having dinner, we just need to concentrate because it shows respect, and then there's that balance that is happening in between. So we need to ensure that our kids understand why they're not supposed to do something, and which will lead them making a better answer, no, better decision or choices. Yes. And we don't have to start all of a sudden with everything at once. We just need to start small. Start with that one app. If today you want to know about TikTok, start with TikTok. What interested you today? What did you learn from TikTok? What can you share? Or what do you want me to try on TikTok? So that's where we start, getting to know how to navigate together with our teenagers without intervening into their privacy. So any question up to there, feel free to ask any question or comment or suggestion. One question, like, how do I reduce screen time without causing a fight? That's a good question that you might be wondering, the same way of not intervening into their privacy. So for this one, I'll just suggest, like, we don't need like to reduce the screen time all of a sudden. We just go with time and also agreeing together with the kid. Like today I just want you to go to sleep at 9 p.m. So screen time is up to after dinner, just for 1 hour only. Just making those agreements together with the kid, and they feel they are valued and get into making a decision together with the kid. Yes. Any other question?
Let me just contribute to that. You see, maybe I'm just like a typical African parent. We cannot fight over this time. You either leave the device or you take the 1 hour. Eh?
Are you sure that won't interfere with their bond with the kids? Because nevertheless, we still need to be online they still need to be the online, and they also need to be offline. And you need to find a balance
No, no,
between the
no.
two of them. Uh-huh.
Yes, we need to find a balance, but even for the teenager that I'm handling right now, there are parts that I know are intruding, but I will still intrude because I'm the parent in this case. He is not the parent. If there's anybody going to be intrusive, it is going to be me. So I put aside his privacy and his feelings because he's a teenager, and then I will intrude and I will say that everything is fine, and then I will get him back to close and get him close back, and things will be okay. But in the meantime, he's not yet 18 and above. I will be intrusive, or he will not have the device.
Okay, that's a nice strategy. Remember, apart from taking the device away, what about also starting with the conversation, like starting with a conversation that will lead you creating a connection with the kids in a way, like you're being able to know, apart from them hiding, they'll be able to now start opening up slowly and listening to whatever you're saying, probably. Any other question or suggestion? Feel free. If none, next Thursday, we'll be having the same conversation, but now we'll be trying to find a balance between the screen time and real time in parenting in this era. So, but the good question that I think we should start thinking, does this balance even exist anymore? So, as we prepare for Thursday, have this in mind. Does the balance exist? And is there that balance between screen time and real time? So I have a few resources here that can help us, or maybe in case of anything that happens online, that the resources, they help us in ensuring the safety of the kid online itself. So you have Watoto Watch Network. It's an organization that supports the safety, online safety for kids. They have some resources, and they also have some guide in case your child is being bullied, in case your child is not safe online. So it's a safe space. It's a website. You can go and check their website, or even you can contact them. Then you also have a Meta Family Center. Most of our apps, they're under Meta. So they have resources. How best can the resources that help us to navigate between the parents and the online world, and also that help us to know what best to do for kids when they're online. And then you also have a Google Family link. I hope it's on the charts. I mentioned them before: screen time and resources. And now you also have a WhatsApp community where it helps us to, we have both parents, teachers coming together, and it's a space where we just talk. If you have any questions, you get to share, and any updates that you have from our side, you share it from there. And lastly, we have a feedback survey. Victors help us to share the links, where we please feel free to give us feedback on this webinar. It will help us to, for the upcoming webinars, to shape them and to make them look good. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your time. Asanteni sana.